Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're gonna talk about BTC. We're also gonna talk about the the dollar. We're gonna talk about S&P 500, and we're also gonna talk about the Nasdaq. Okay, as you know, we talk about the dollar looking very strong over the last few hours. We talked about it last live stream, right? During our last live stream. So we're gonna basically go back and talk about the dollar also. All right, but we're gonna start off with BTC. As you can see, BTC we were looking for 10.9 to 11.1 area for a rejection level, right? And BTC basically respected exactly the level we were looking for. This range basically spot on, just about like 11.1, 7 and stuff like that, right? And we got this big move to the downside. So basically the bears over the last few hours and so on, they're taking control. All right, they're taking control over the last they're taking over the last few hours and so on. We basically breached the 100 EMA right around like 10.4 10.450 and basically retested like a 10.180 on Coinbase, but other exchanges just about like a 10.3, close enough, right? So are we still gonna be seeing like a more bleeding over the next few days and so on? I do think like we're gonna be basically at least over the next few hours, few days, right? We could possibly retest like a 98 to 99 to basically look for a strong support. All right. So like I said, do not be too bearish once we go back down to like a 98 to 99, and try to basically anticipate a further move down, because if the bulls decide to basically find a very good support at 98 to a 10.1, we could get another possible three-way move. So I'm not sure if BTC going to be strong enough to do it, or we just going to be dropping down to like a 96 to low 9K area. All right. So, but my target is pretty clear. It's 10, low 10K area. We already hit low 10K. I already shorted again. I took some profit and basically added back on at 10.5, just to basically take it all the way down. All right. So let's take a look at BTC on Bitstamp. Hey, what's up, Kavish? Ciao, Aldo in the house. So let's take a look at BTC on Bitstamp. So on Bitstamp, if you guys remember well, we were looking for these three targets, right? So that time those three targets were was like that. Okay, something like that. Let me just remove it. 10.6 and so on, right? So if you take a look at it, the bulls decided to basically buy the dip just about like a 0.618, which is like we talk about it. 0.618 was exactly a 10.3 on Bitstamp and Bybit and so on, right? So bulls, moon boys, gonna be buying the dip at 0.618. So they just not recognizing the bearish pattern we talk about over the last few days, few weeks, right? We've been saying like BTC is on a BTC is in a wedge pattern, right? And I showed you the similarity between these two these two patterns, and you can see that we're anticipating a very strong move down, and we basically got the move down, and that's a daily time frame, not even like 6 hour or 12 hours. So the daily is pretty strong to rely on it, right? It is very strong. At least in the short term we could rely on the daily for a possible further move to the downside. The bad thing for the bears is like, we did close below the 100 EMA on a daily basis. That's not good. Okay, that's not good at all. So they gotta be able to fight back and try to retest at least 50% of this body candle, which is roughly around like 10.6 10.7 area. So it is okay for price to go back up, retest it, get rejected by the daily 21 EMA once again before we continue to the downside. But I wouldn't worry too much about like a 200 points, 300 points. I said it when BTC was right around this area. I told my guys, let's just put stop loss, just about like a 10.6 Okay, so I put my stop loss around 10.6 and decided not to basically mess with, you know, any price action in this range. You know, it is just low volatility, 10.6, 10.7, 10.8, 10.9. I did not want to basically mess with it. Shorted at 11, you know, roughly around like 11, 10.9, 92, and just sit tight, relax. Okay, otherwise, if you basically want to watch the market 24 hours, you're most likely going to be jumping in and out. Okay, I was pretty much busy with the, you know, the DeFi and looking for some shorts on the DeFi, and basically been shorting the DeFi more than more than I'm shorting BTC. Okay, most of my big position on the DeFi, not even on BTC. So you know, because BTC only dropping like, you know, 7%, 10%, right? The DeFi dropping like 21%. I told you about LEND. I was shorting it just about like a 59, and DOT, I've been shorting it since like, you know, 51, stuff like that, right? So but it gave me a tough time. I just stay on my position, and then it basically did drop almost like you know, below $4. Okay, 3.8, right? So guys, let me know what you guys think, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on a weekly basis for the bulls. So the good news for the bulls is like we already retested last week open, right? So that's pretty good. It means like the bulls could decide to basically stop the price from bleeding. Okay, they could possibly on a weekly basis try to basically protect last week open. Okay, so not closing below this candle, that's going to be very, very bearish. Okay, so even if we drop down, they can basically, you know, they can say, okay, we can drop down to 10k 9.8 to 10.1 area, but we gotta basically push back the price above, you know, last week open, which is like 10.3. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying we could possibly get a low volatility at, you know, at or below at or around like a 21 EMA, not below but around 21 EMA on a weekly basis. So pretty engulfing. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so if you haven't entered a short yet, you know, you just have to be careful. I'm not saying not to short it and all of that good stuff. All I'm saying is you just have to suck it up and just have to have stop loss around like 11.3 and so on. Otherwise, you know, it can wick to the upside and basically take you out easily. All right, so if you've been bullish, you know, and buying the top, it's nothing I can tell you, right? So but let's see over the next few days if the bull is going to be taken over. All right, so that's all I wanted to cover for BTC. We're going to talk about the macro later on, right? But let's take a look at Ethereum before we talk about the you know, DXY and Sp500, right? So let's take a look at Ethereum, not classic. So if you take a look at Ethereum, exactly as we described last time, we said if we drop down to this level, the bull's gonna be like, oh, we got a support right there, right? It is a parallel channel and all of that good stuff, right? And they're gonna ignore the overall market sentiment. It is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. So they bought the dip right there just about 370, and I was like, guys, you know, if you're looking for a short-term target, you could be looking for like a mid 300, okay, 350, 355, and so on. But take a look at it. The move was quite strong, right? Very, very strong. Didn't even get a bounce back up and just capitulated down, right? So what can we expect now? We could possibly expect a sort of bull flag with it, bear flag, excuse me, in this range. Okay, so sideways correction. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. It might be even done, okay, because that's a 4-hour time frame. On you know, if we take a look at maybe hourly, 15 minutes, it might be even done, right? But I don't want to focus on the lower degree right now. The higher time frame is pretty strong. The selling pressure is pretty strong. As you can see, volume looks pretty good, guys. Bears in control as of now. So next line of defense for the bulls. For the bulls, going to be the first week of September lows. Okay, right around, like I said it last time, low 300. Okay, so it means we still got another roughly 10 to 15% of bleeding from Ethereum. Not quite 8% bleeding, so that's not bad. Okay, we could possibly get a beautiful 8% bleeding right there and find a temporary support. Okay, it means like BTC could possibly find a support at 10K. So we're gonna have to wait and see, because the 7-day candle going to close on tomorrow. It's going to close tomorrow, so we're going to talk about the 7-day candle later. Okay, it's going to close on it is going to close on Tuesday. Okay, in like just about less than 24 hours. All right, it's going to close. So Ethereum next support area 315 to a low $300 range. Okay, so now let's take a look at Ethereum on the higher time frame. Okay, so Ethereum 3-day chart, I don't talk about it much, right? Okay, Ethereum 3-day chart, if you really pay attention to it, you know that this move was pretty bad. Okay, it was a very bad move for the bulls, a very good move for the bears. All right, so a push to the upside, breaking the 3-day 21 EMA. Next line of support on the higher time frame going to be just about 270, and I mentioned 270 many times, right? Excuse me, I mentioned 370 many times, right? And I said 270. Excuse me, 270 is basically a historical support for Ethereum. Okay, if you've been trading Ethereum since like at least 2017, right? You know, 270, 370 are very important right now. Okay, they're going to be very important also. So we're going to be looking for this range, and even if you zoom out, you can see this range could be our next area of sideways correction. Okay, if and only if we're not going to capitulate all the way down. Okay, but that could possibly be our next line of defense if the bulls wants to accumulate. Not try to give like exact number, right? But we could see like some sort of like a falling wedge, triangular formation, any type of a corrective move. I'm not saying like we're gonna make a falling wedge or something like that in here, but all I'm saying is we could possibly get a temporary strong accumulation if the move is not if the move is not extremely volatile and basically drop with the rest of the market. So Ethereum pretty much very bad, looking very bad as of now. All right, so but the good news also for the bulls is like we got the weekly 21 EMA right around like $300, so we got to be able to break it in order to basically even try to look for 270. That's just like common sense, right? So once again, okay, the low $300 range, we talk about it on the lower degree, which is like the first week of September lows, September 5th, right? So that that level going to be very important for the bulls. So let's just try to keep that in mind. All right, you're welcome, Valentine Ransom. You're welcome. So guys, make sure to basically hit the likes if you basically enjoy the content. We got 24 people watching, so if you basically enjoying the content and making decisions, your own personal decision based on these analysis. Remember, my analysis are just to give you guys the full picture. It's up to you to basically make your own decision. I'm gonna show you the bullish setup and the bearish setup, right? Of course, I'm gonna show you my personal view. My personal view is like I'm bearish. Okay, you guys know that, right? So but if you're bullish, you also could be looking for a possible support at $300. Okay, Ethereum. All right, but let's see, if we break $300, you just gotta suck it up and flip the switch. Okay, and look to buy at some lower numbers. All right, and even 270 is a good buy for Ethereum if you're looking for to hold it over the next few years and so on, right? But if you're doing like a short-term swing trading, you definitely want to wait for a confirmation before you basically jump in. All right, macro view for Ethereum, I cannot stop talking about it. As you can see, we still looking for this move down, okay, for Ethereum. All right, so we're gonna be looking for a retest of the $100 to $80 Ethereum and a possible breakdown. Okay, so I wouldn't be too bearish, once we break like $100 rank. That's like, the macro view, not like today or tomorrow. I'm not saying we cannot drop down to $100 neither by tomorrow, right? Because anything can happen, right? Gotta remember, we dropped from like almost 270 all the way down in to like 88 in like 3 weeks, something like that. Let's see, 24th in less than like 2 weeks. So I'm not saying we're not gonna do it. All I'm saying is I'm not expecting it, but if it happens, okay, it is gonna come from my macro view. All right, my macro view is saying like Ethereum could possibly, okay, break this range and retest like a $50, right? So are we gonna get $50 Ethereum in 2020? Who knows? Okay, who knows? But let's just see. All right, I better be bearish. Your 10 BTC short on fire. Great. Enjoy your profits, man. Enjoy your profits. Make sure just to have your stop loss at least, okay? Because market is crazy, and don't be overly confident, right? Just because you're shorting at 10.9, doesn't mean market cannot go back up to 10.9 and kick you out, right? So just put your stop loss. Not financial advice. You don't have to put one, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, don't be overly confident. Just go with the trend, and if the trend is no more your friend, okay, you just flip the switch and become a bull. All right. So now let's take a look at the S&P 500 as we discussed previously. So the S&P 500, we talked about it, I think like couple of days ago, not on the weekly basis, but we talked about it a couple of days ago. Okay, we said we got a very impulse move, right? And after that impulse move, we got a correction. So as you know, most analysts, they basically don't understand Elliott wave. That's why it is very good to understand Elliott waves. Even if you don't trade, you don't do like most of your setup might not be based on Elliott wave every single day, right? But it is very good to understand it. Okay, so as now I spotted this flat correction, I was like, bang, that's it, guys. The most likely scenario, it is like a continuation pattern. However, okay, these continuation patterns, you just sometimes you just don't know what type of pattern you're gonna get. Sometimes the pattern could be delayed, right? You could get this move, kind of like gold, right? I showed you gold couple, last week, right? And I was like, I'm gonna show you the gold fractal, gold and a DXY fractal, okay? And I was like, it is gonna drop, okay? So, but the impulsive move was so strong, okay, we did not even get any delay, okay? We just dumped to the downside. So we spotted it, few days back, okay? We said this sucker gonna be dropping down to the low 3200, and that's exactly what we got, right? And I exactly showed you a similar move, right? Which was somewhere around here. Okay, I showed you a similar move also right there. Okay, it is just a bigger one. We got this move, right? And then we got this flat correction, and then what we got next, right? Very impulse move down. Okay, a very impulse move down. So let's see what type of what type of a correction we're gonna get after that, because we already got a very impulse move. It could easily be a one-to-one extension, okay, which could be somewhere around like a 31, 32 area, okay, next level of support. But in terms of moving averages, right, we already talked about the daily. We already talked about the daily 100 EMA, all right. Could possibly hold as a support, right? I said it somewhere around like a 32, 37, and as you can see right there, okay, because we were basically losing the 12-hour 100 EMA. We were basically losing it, and I said exactly, guys, if we break this area, it is going to move very, very fast. Okay, it could move very, very fast, right? So let's just keep that in mind. So I'm definitely bearish on it. All right, I'm definitely bearish on it. I was bullish late June when most people were pretty much bearish, right? And I was like, we got a nice double bottom. We got a nice double bottom just about the 100, just about this range of the 100 EMA, the red line. Pump to the upside, fill the gap, bang. Okay, I did not basically talk about, I did not basically do any more analysis, on the S&P 500, because it was bullish. Okay, you don't want to keep repeating yourself. We're going up, all right. But right now, a couple of days ago, we did say it is most likely going to continue the down trend. Okay, but if you want to take a look at the full picture, if you're very, very bearish, okay, if you're very bearish, you could possibly look for a support at just about like a 30.77, which is 3-day 100 EMA. As you can see, the 3-day 21 EMA was a very, very strong support, resistance right there, resistance slash support right there, support, and then we just broke the 21 EMA, right? Just broke it. So, and at the same time, you can take a look at the trend line going up. We already broke this trend line, retested it in terms of trend line, right? Most people love trend lines, right? So you can see like broke it, retested, 3-day 100 EMA could be the next support. So either way you look at it, in terms of Elliott waves, in terms of correction, in terms of trend lines, in terms of moving averages, everything is basically calling for the same number. Okay, low 3K area. Can it drop lower? Absolutely. Okay, but if you want to look for lower numbers and you're very, very bearish, right, just look for 50% pullback. Okay, but that's a longer term analysis. Okay, we could possibly look for some 26 to 2700 area, right? I'm not saying we're gonna drop, but if we lose all support levels, okay, above 3K, we definitely gonna need to basically look for 28 to basically 26 area for the next trading range. But that's for the future. Let's just focus on this area of 3,000 to 3,300 area. So now let's take a look at DXY. The DXY basically at resistance right now, even though it broke out on a lower degree, so it is still at resistance. Are we going to be pushing to the upside? Absolutely, we could possibly push to the upside. So now let's take a look at the lower degree. If you take a look at the lower degree, I was paying attention to the 12-hour 100 EMA. So I wouldn't be surprised, okay, to see the DXY, right, the dollar, dropping right back down, okay, and find a support right there before pushing back up. So but that could cause a market reversal if the dollar going to be dropping back down to low like a mid 92.50 area, 92.50 to 92.60 level, if we're going to be retesting this area, because this structure is pretty, it is a very, very very constant structure. I saw it like on the first noticed it on the pound. Guys, you guys remember a couple of months ago when I was saying like the pound gonna be pushing to the upside. The pound did the same structure, push to the upside, drop back down, and then just rally up. Okay, so I wouldn't be too bearish on the dollar, even if like we're going to get a rejection. However, it doesn't mean we're gonna get a rejection. We could still get a, let's assume like, you know, since like we're assuming market going to be dropping, so we gotta assume like the dollar is on an impulse wave, okay, not corrected. So we just have to say 1 2 3 4 5, right? So a five move to the upside, that's possible. However, if we in a corrective wave, we just have to basically rely on our a possible ABC correction, right? But let's first thing first, try to break like 93.80, which is like daily 50 EMA, right? Or 12-hour 100 EMA, whichever you want to use. Okay, just about 93.80, right? The move is pretty impulsive, right? Going through resistance, so that's the good news if you bearish. But if you bearish in the, you know, if you bearish on BTC and so on, right? But if you bullish also, right? That's a good news. If you're bullish on the dollar, that's a good news. Okay, that's a good news, at least for the short term. So let's take a look at gold, right? So I showed you guys the fractal last time, right? Gold and the dollar, right? I showed you that's a dollar, right? Let's take a look at gold. Where are you, gold? XAU. So let's do this. I already got the dollar tomorrow, right? So now if you take a look at gold, right? So we talked about this fractal last time, right? And we said the move we got right there on gold, right? That's the same structure we got on the dollar. So we don't even need to do any analysis on gold, because we basically were very confident like gold basically, you know, was gonna drop. Okay, so just like the dollar, basically back in like June, right, decided to capitulate down, bang. Okay, so we're anticipating gold to drop down. Okay, I'm expecting some support just about like a low 1800, 1825 to basically a mid 1800 area for the next correctional move. All right, so let's just keep that in mind. So gold, pretty short-term bearish, right? But let's take a look at the longer term analysis for gold. Another possible lockdown. That's not good at all in the UK. I know Australia in lockdown already. So let's take a look at gold on the higher time frame. So if you're paying clear attention to gold on the higher time frame, it is actually not that bearish. Okay, yes, you can be short-term bearish looking for like a low 1800 and so on, but if we basically paying attention to the higher time frame, it could be just consolidation. Okay, just to find support just about like a low 1800 before pushing high, because I don't see any sign of bearishness. That's the first move to the downside, so we gotta let it, you know, see if 1800 going to basically hold at least, you know, within the next few days, few weeks and so on, right? So let's keep that in mind. I don't see any bearishness on gold. On a monthly basis, we got a very undecided candle right there that could signify you know, we could be retesting lower numbers. However, we've seen it multiple times, okay, right there. Okay, we got a lot of bearish setup back in March, April, but you can see like we decided to pump it upside. So I would just be cautious around like 1800 and see if we're going to be finding a support for gold. All right, but doesn't look good, doesn't look bad at all on the high time frame. Okay, doesn't look bad at all. That's the move I was trying to show you on the dollar. DXY, not DXY, but the pound did the same thing. Okay, so now let's take a look at the pound next. So as you can see on the pound, let's take a look at 3-day chart. Yep, that's the move I gave you guys last time. I didn't even change anything on the structure. Okay, I said it exactly back in June, right? The pound going to be bullish, and now you can see like that's a very bearish setup right there. You got a engulfing candle, basically two bearish engulfing candle, basically sandwiching like the bullish engulfing candle. So that's very bad. Can we get another one, another bullish engulfing candle going back up to 129.7, stuff like that? Yes, but this setup is very bearish. Okay, so one of the reasons why I was being cautious on BTC back then, like in June and so on, was like the pound was very bullish, and you can see like back in March when the pound started to drop, BTC also dropped, okay, heavily. So now the pound is basically reversing again, so I'm expecting BTC to actually reverse. Okay, so but the pound looks very bearish, at least in the short term. So you could see a possible flat correction. This move, right, it could be a possible flat correction right there. So I wouldn't be surprised also to see another move. That's what I was trying to show you on the 3-day basis, right? Saying like within the next 3 days, right, we could possibly pump back up, okay, at the same exact level. But on the lower degree, you gotta understand what's going on, okay? You gotta understand what's going on. It is nothing. It could be another flat correction, okay? Just like what we saw on the Sp500, we drop, double bottom, push back to the upside, and the bull's gonna be crying for, they're gonna be calling for higher lows, right? That's why sometimes you gotta be careful with these higher lows, okay? So they're gonna be like, oh, we got a higher lows, price is pumping, we're gonna retest, resistance, we're gonna break it and all of that good stuff, and bang, okay, bang, the sucker gonna do this, do that, retest your resistance, right? And it's gonna be like, oh, I'm just dipping back down to a 382 before I push back up, but bang, okay, bang. All right, so be cautious. Very bearish. This move is pretty strong, so the next move to the upside could be very strong also, okay, could be very strong. So if we're gonna get it, but it's not even guaranteed we're gonna get it, right? So I wouldn't trade this range, right, until we basically break at least this level of support, and then you can basically take it to the upside. And this could be just a wedge, okay? It could just be a wedge, right? So, but a very unsafe to be a very unsafe range to be taking a position right now, okay? So it's not easy to it's very difficult to short support, so you just have to be careful, okay? Just have to be careful in this range. Yeah, I mean, this type of volatility, you get it like every, I would say like every, 3 months, right? You get this type of crazy sell-off, right? So you just gotta enjoy it, okay? You just gotta enjoy it, and the DeFi are pretty volatile. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Yeah, we talked about the head and shoulder. Hey, what's up, Vin? 1617. Yes, we talked about the head and shoulder. Let's go back to BTC. I think we talked about everything, right? So the only thing we did not talk about is like the Nasdaq, right? Let's talk about the Nasdaq before we go back to BTC, because let's talk about NQ1 and yeah, you buddy. Okay. So if you take a look at NQ Nasdaq, right? It is pretty clean. Okay, I don't know how I don't know how in the world. Okay, most people have been bullish on this move. Okay, so either I'm going to be bearish or I'm not going to trade it at all. Okay, 80% out of 80, you got 80% chance this move going to play out bearish. Okay, so you got a pretty engulfing, not engulfing, but impulsive move. You got a three-way move pullback. What can you expect next? At least it is going to drop down. Okay, sometimes, like I said, okay, it can drop, right, give you a beautiful flat correction. And if you're very bearish, you're gonna short it 100x, and this sucker might scare you with a triangular formation. Okay, it might scare you with a triangular formation before capitulating down, kind of like algo. I saw it on algo. All right, so just have to be cautious, because if volatility is low, it can do a triangular formation. But however, if volatility is high, it's just gonna do this. Okay, I showed you this pattern so many times, guys. You know that's my favorite pattern. Okay, you guys know that's my favorite pattern. But we got a nice pump to the upside right there after we broke this level of support. So let's see over the next few days what we're gonna get. Even though the pattern is bearish, we just have to be very cautious, right? I'm bearish on the S&P, so I have to be bearish on this sucker too, right? So right there, that was the previous resistance. We already broke it, retesting it. All we have to do is just be cautious. If you're not in a short, you gotta wait for another, until we basically take this one out. This 10.8, basically 10.850 to 10.8 range. Okay, gotta take that range out. It is actually 10.7, not 10.8, 10.722 range. All right, but the best level to take the short was like 11.5. Not right now. Okay, right now you can take it and put a stop loss right there, but right there, that's 5, that's a lot, but it is pretty bad. So now let's take a look at the higher time frame, right? Let's take a look at the weekly. I don't think we're not yet at the weekly 21 EMA. If you basically want to trade the higher time frame, next support level going to be just about 10,510, right? 10,510. So that's the next level of support, and at the same time we got a previous support right there. So in terms of trend lines, right, we already broke this level of a trend line, right? So it is pretty bearish in terms of fib retracements. You could look for a possible pullback all the way down to 97.62. So it all depends. All these numbers are basically lower numbers, so I don't see any higher numbers as of now. Looking at the lower degree with that flat continuation pattern, we just have to basically look down instead of looking up, right? So let's see what we're gonna get over the next few days. But my bias, once again, it is bearish, right? Short-term support 10.510, which is like weekly 211 EMA on a higher time frame. Okay, so let's take a look at silver. Let's see. Let's see, let's take a look at silver. So silver on the weekly basis, we already broke this level of 25.90. That's not good at all. It sounds like a Neo. So same price, right? When Neo pumped like a 26. So we already broke this level. Weekly is pretty engulfing. Let's dive into the lower degree first. So silver is pretty was pretty bearish. Okay, so you got this move. I wasn't paying attention to it over the last. I was just paying attention to gold, right? But you got this move. You got your three-way move pullback. You got the drop. You're anticipating a drop, but it is very slow. That's what I was just trying to show you, right? I was like, sometimes you get a very impulsive move, right? And then you're gonna get your flat. Instead of getting a straight move down, right? You're gonna get something like this, okay? Which is, you know, something like to create a, a descending triangle, something like that, right? Because gotta remember, descending triangle always start with a most of the time start with a flat correction, right? So, but in terms of bearishness, it is still a descending triangle. Want to an extension of this level of support, you could see like we could retest somewhere around like a 2250. Okay, so 2250 short-term support for silver, right? 2250 area. So most people are going to be looking for this descending triangle. You could even like look at it like that, but just to be consistent, you could just look for this triangular formation, just to make life easy, right? Head and shoulder pattern formation. Doesn't matter what you want to call it, but it is a breakout pattern, right? And most alt back in September, right, first week of September, they gave you, even BTC gave us this head and shoulder pattern formation at 12K top, right? So silver next support level just about 22.5, right? So, but can we push to the upside? Yes, we could possibly push back up, right, and retest the neckline. I'm not saying the move going to be straight, right? Because it can still do this, right? Give us another wedge and do that. But all I'm saying, downside target, if you're bearish, that's the level you need to be looking for. Okay, that's the level we need to be looking for. Hey, what's up, Buzz? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, but let's see if that's going to be possible. That's going to be, but either way you look at it, you're getting high volatility. That's very good. This type of high volatility, you tend to enjoy it until we get another reversal. The next level of when we're reversing, I don't want to do any, like I said, I stopped doing any in and out. You guys know it in my premium. We just short and we sit tight, relax, wait for a target. Instead of like you short at 11K, you want to take profit 10.8 and try to get back in, is very stressful. Okay, you short, you put your stop loss, put your stop loss away from any to avoid any wicks, right? And then you just relax. And if you want to do any in and out, you basically short these DeFi coins, trying to go to the moon. You say nope, you're not going to the moon, right? All of that good stuff. So that's what we did at 10K. And I told you guys we were long in BC at 10K. Do not short it. Don't be bearish. Let's take this sucker back to the daily 21 EMA, and we're gonna flip the switch. Okay, it is something like we talked about the first week of September, not even like the last week of September. Okay, it is almost like the last week of September. People are now panicking. Okay, and if you follow our analysis, we're not 100% correct. We're not going to be 100%. I'm not looking to be 100% correct. Okay, even if I'm like 50% correct, right? I'm still okay. I'm still doing great, right? So, but the good thing is we did long it from 10K. and we got out at 10.9 to 11.1. We shorted 10.9 to 11.1. That's the most important. Everything else is just noise. So if you wanna trade BTC, if you wanna trade like those 3%, 1%, you can join the the scalp room. Even in our scalp channel, we look for sometime like 7, 10%, okay, moves, right? So, and I got some great setups, like most of these coins just got added on Binance futures, like BLZ. I already showed you guys in my premium, like when it was like 11, 12 cents, and I was like, we're gonna short this sucker all the way down to 5 cents, right? So, but that's a longer term trade, like not something you jump in, try to jump out and all of that. You just short it, put a stop loss away, forget it. Just like when we long in long in alt from the bottom, you just short them from the top, you forget it and you don't touch it, right? But if you're doing high leverage and all of that good stuff, you might not be able to do that. Okay, you might not be able to do that. So let's go back and take a look at BTC once again. Yeah, the bear is going to be very, very cocky over the next few days and so on. So, and all the moon boys going to be calling for, 96, 92, and all of that good stuff. And if we find support, they're going to be calling for 12K again, and most people are going to get in trouble, right? So like I said, man, Moon Boy's been calling for 16K over the last 16 months, guys. So we haven't seen it yet, okay? At least, I called for 3 to 5K. We got 4K, right? So, and once again, guys, my macro analysis over the last what, 18 months been spot on, guys, spot on. So, and my next big macro analysis for those of you guys watching right now, 38.40, the next move for BTC is going to be very big. So if we retest like 3 to 5K area, you don't need to do any in and out. Okay, no in and out. All right, no in and out, okay, just suck it up, right, and wait for the 12 to 14K level. Okay, just suck it up, guys, suck it up. I know it's not going to be easy, right, to wait for 3 to 6 months buying and basically buying and huddling like for 6 months, especially if you basically if you're basically very, very active, right? You might not do that. You might not want to do that. You want to trade every day. But the next pump to the upside, you don't need to do anything. Okay, you don't need to do anything. Yes, you could get a trading account, whatever, right? But my next upside target, it is going to be 14K BTC. Okay, that's the first time I'm saying it. That's my next upside target. Are we gonna break it? We're gonna talk about it once we hit it. Okay, but that's that's like a next year target, not like something I'm expecting right now. All right. So, but just to remind you, I said it back in March, 10 to 12K, right? Yes, we could possibly. I said it clearly. We could retest 50% of this candle right there, 4K, 44 to 55K. However, the move to the upside is very big. So either you want to wait for 4K, you can. But 5,500 was a very, very good level to be buying. I said it clearly, okay? I said either you buy now, you suck it up and wait, right? Or you just suck it up and wait, either one, right? But the next move to the upside is 10 to 12K. 10 to 12K. But right now, I don't want to focus too much like on a 14K area. Let's just focus on this move. I was just trying to give you a preview, right? What I'm going to be looking for later on, okay? I'm not all the time bearish, okay? But I'm always bearish at the top, okay? Yeah, you couldn't sleep for 2 days. January was bad for me. I shorted BTC like the whole month of January. So you take a look at the monthly. January was like a true blood for me, like right there. But I was smart enough not to flip bullish, right? At least, even though I was shorting the circle, shorting it, all the way up to like this range, and I was like, man, at the end of the month, I look at the candle. It was like, man, it was kind of funny. I laugh out loud. I was like, man, look at it. I just shorted an entire bullish engulfing candle, almost, right? So was tough. However, guys, I did tell you, right? I did tell you cleanly, right? When BTC was right there, right? I was like, we can still go and make this flat correction, right? So that's why sometimes I like to stick to my macro analysis, because they're more accurate. Because the lower degree, you might see an engulfing bearish candle and you're going to be bearish, right? Stuff like that. But the macro picture going to give you the directional move. Like right now, we know, we're kind of confident, right? The directional move is down. So anything we do in between could, turn us bullish. Like let's say we got an engulfing bullish candle somewhere around here, and we're like, oh, we're going to the moon, and we forget about the macro. Okay, let's stick with the macro. We've been pretty, like, over 90 to 95% accurate on our macro analysis. Okay, haven't missed any. Okay, since like 3K, guys. Only since crypto was calling for all of these targets. When BC was like a 3K, we called for 6 we called for, right around like 9 to 8, and when it dropped down to a 74, right, June 4th, June 7th, I remember exactly, we called for 12K BTC when everybody was calling for head and shoulder pattern formation right there. Okay, head and shoulder pattern formation somewhere around here. Okay, they were like, oh, head and shoulder, blah blah blah. I was like, man, this cycle gonna pump like so hard. It's gonna pump all the way up to 11 to 12K. So we've been pretty consistent over, on the macro scale. So now let's take a look at the head and shoulder pattern formation this guy was talking about. So guys, if you're new to the content, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to hit the likes, and link of the Telegram group in the description, and we can take a look at it, right? You can join and take a look at our Telegram group. We got some great traders in our Telegram group, man. We got Ultra, we got SMT, we got Giovanni, we got so many, we got Toothless, right? So we got so many good traders out there. So Iceman, Buzz. So one thing I've noticed in the Telegram group is also most people have been very patient. Before, most people wanted to short, or they just wanted to long. Now people are very patient, and they just wait for the move. All right. So that's good. I noticed like not many people have been not many people are crying right now. So we got 19. We got 19 likes, so that's not bad. But let's get 40 likes, guys. So let's give some crypto some thumbs up. Looks like a beautiful M on 12 hour. So let's take a look at the head and shoulder pattern formation. It's too soon to talk about the head and shoulder pattern formation. The reason why I'm saying it is like last time it got me on this move. Okay, and I ended up shorting like below the 3-day 100 EMA, just about 7,500. So I did not short BTC at 92, even though I was bearish. Okay, but the move kind of came too fast, right? BTC dropped down to like, I think like 88, 86, and I was like, let's wait for a retest of 91. Okay, but it just capitulated down, and I was like, guys, let's just suck it up. Okay, and I was looking for a long at 75 when it was at 75, somewhere around here on the lower degree, right? But I think the 6-hour candle closed engulfingly. Let's check it, because I remember like when I took the position, it was like late at night. Yep, right there. As soon as we close the candle, right, I took the position. Right there. Okay, took the position. So took this one, we closed engulfingly. I'm like, that's it, guys, let's not long it, because I was looking to long this one, right, looking to long this one. I was like, let's just flip the switch, and I took it all the way down to like a 38. So it is just to say, like, you know, even though we could get a possible head and shoulder pattern formation, let's just stick to what we get right now. Okay, let's not try to basically you know, this shoulder is pretty big, so even if you're gonna get another shoulder, unless like it is a triangular formation, it can be a triangular formation. So that's why I'm saying don't be too bearish, because if we move sideways right here over the next few months, right, we could possibly make another descending triangle right there over the next few months. So volatility could decrease, right, and we're gonna look for this 1-to-1 extension down to 86, 80 to 100 range. I just don't know what type of pattern we're gonna make, right? But as of now, we know the directional move is all the way down to 10K level, right? So let's just be cautious, because we could possibly, okay, not saying we will, just have to be very, very patient and not try to anticipate what you want to see. Okay, so if you take a look at the drop, we got like that's a 14K drop, right? Let's see, I think it's on the 12. The 20K drop, right? So you can see we got the drop just like the Nasdaq, right? We got the double bottom right there. Okay, bang. Okay, and then we basically did continue the uptrend. Okay, so but on the higher time frame, right, you can see we did get the entire move was pretty much impulsive, and then you got a flat correction, right? What do you expect next after a flat correction, right? You expect a continuation pattern, right? However, BT did not continue, basically drop straight down. It did give us a, you know, this descending triangle right there. Okay, depending on how you want to draw it. Okay, you can draw it like this too, right? But if you just want to be consistent, you can just say we got this descending triangle, right, to get the entire move, right? So we just have to be very, very, very cautious. I'm bearish. It doesn't change anything. Okay, whatever market give us, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. Okay, if market wants to give us this move, that move, another drop down, okay, moon boy is gonna be like, going to the moon, bang. Okay, so it is very good, guys, to understand market structure. Okay, otherwise it's, you know, you're gonna be very confused, right? And moon boys don't care, right? They always say they're always gonna be saying like market going to go to the upside, right? So how many times basically they said BC never gonna drop below 10K? Okay, that's it. You know, we're going to the moon. 20K in 22 days. Look at this fractal. Look at that fractal. Okay, these fractals failed. Okay, they all failed, right? So let's try to focus on you know, on the macro scale, right? Let's focus on the macro scale, and let's see what we're gonna get. Okay, let's see what we're gonna get. It's pretty beautiful. Okay, it's very, very beautiful, very beautiful. Okay, very beautiful, beautiful. And back to us launch like what, September 23rd, right? 21st or 23rd, 2019. And guess what? BTC is at the same exact price as last year. Okay, same exact date, right there, right there. It was like 10.2 to 10.4 area. If you guys traded BTC long enough, you guys know the price of BTC September, right there. Okay, that was like the day before back was launched, right? Because I was long in BTC on this. Let's see, I was long in BTC right there. Okay, what happened was like I was long in it, I think 10.1 to a 98 and put a stop loss at 97. This sucker just dropped all the way down, hit my stop loss and pump right back up. Okay, and pump right back up. So and then after that it just wicked down. So that's how I remember this area. Okay, so let's just stay focused. Yeah, the RSI on TradingView is pretty accurate. I wouldn't even talk about RSI because everything is pretty much like following like the trend right now. Even if I take a look at RSI, maybe on a weekly basis, let's see. I talked about RSI. I talked about the MACD on my previous update, and I told you that we're gonna get a very, very high volatility, right? Very, very high volatility. So let's take a look at RSI. Okay, RSI not so great. Okay, not looking so great. Not looking so great on a weekly basis. MACD. Oh, look at this, guys. I think Jeff. I think it is Jeff or Jason mentioned it. The weekly crossover. Okay, weekly crossover. That's very bad. Okay, that's very bad. So I'm not gonna ignore the weekly crossover. As you can see, March we got the weekly crossover right there. That was back in March before the capitulation, right? And we capitulated like the very next week, like March 9th, right? The week of March 9th, that's when we capitulated, right? That's not good at all, right? Take a look at August. I think August was pretty bad too, August 2019, right? So, but everything is basically showing us like the market is bearish, and we could see like some very, very low numbers, especially the DeFi coins. You know, I'm not crying, okay? I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Because, you know, it's good we got all these DeFis because, you know, we can, you're always going to get something to short instead of basically waiting for the bottom. You can just open a short, you know, they're going to drop 50 to 60%. You just sit tight, relax till, you know, we hit the bottom. You don't have to sell the absolute bottom, okay? But once they start reversing, you just get out. Right. Yeah, the weekly is very, very bad. Let's take a look at RSI. RSI on the RSI is 14, so it's pretty accurate. You can change your input, right? Whatever you want to do it, but I would just leave it constant and not try to change it. Let's just leave it 14, and it's, you know, closed. The source is closed, not high, so leave it closed, right? So if you leave it low, it's gonna give you, you know, leave it high. I would just leave it closed, leave it as you know, as it is, because these indicators not gonna tell you whether, you know, which way the market gonna go. They just try to help you out to figure out which way the market gonna go, because you cannot just see like RSI is dropping, like, oh, RSI is dropping. Sometimes market can be overbought or oversold for a very, very long time. What you're gonna do? What you're gonna do if market is overbought or oversold for a very, very long time, right? So you're gonna need other skills, right? Maybe MACD or patterns or Elliott waves or candles, patterns, stuff like that, or 21-day candle, and all of that good stuff to basically come up with a rational decision, right? So you say, let me try to give you the link again. The link is right there. It's at the very top. Let me give you the link again and see. I don't know why, but sometimes the link doesn't work for some reason. Need to do something about it. Okay, try this link and let me know, okay? Try it and let me know how. So we got 22 likes, 40 watching. So guys, seems like we got so many moon boys. So now let's take a look at my own shorts. Okay, so the first one going to be DOT, right? So it is my own personal short. So if you go ahead and short it, you're on your own. Okay. So I talked about DOT when DOT was like around like $5. You guys remember last week it almost got me out, right? But I just stayed tuned because I know Dxy was bearish, right? So I just stayed in. Most of the alt they were dropping, but DOT was so man, I don't know. I knew I wasn't supposed to short it at $5 first place because $5 was exactly at support area, right? But I was just hard-headed. So, but I'm not gonna do it again. So because that was the second time I was doing it because I did it on Monero. Monero didn't want to drop, okay? So, and I flipped and I did it again. So I was repeating the same mistake over and over again. That's not good at all, right? But I was pretty confident on the trade, okay? 90% confident level. So I shorted right around like $5, right? And this sucker just didn't want to drop on like for like 2 or 3 days, right? Keep hitting resistance, okay? And finally broke this level of, broke this trend line, and I was like, that's it. I almost added more position, but I was like, since I was sitting on this position for so long, right? And it was against me a lot. I gotta be able to just, I just gotta be able to have some sort of discipline and stay in, not do anything. Okay, first take profit was actually like 4.4, but I didn't do anything. I just say, okay, let me just wait, right? Because I got another target around like $4, so I just waited for $4 range to basically close half of my position and stay in. So whatever happened, we already took 50% of your position, and you don't have to worry too much. You just bring down your stop loss. If it wicks to the upside, great. If it doesn't, great. You're already in profit, right? But that was a great setup. Didn't drop, last week when alt was dropping, so I picked it, right? So it can still drop. I got another target down to like a roughly around like a $3 to 2.5 range, okay? Because I just closed half and basically shorted Monero again. I was out on Monero, but I decided to jump back in. I don't know why. I'm just shorting Monero, man. So, but Monero also, Monero dropped all the way down to 85. My initial entry for Monero was like right there, 85. This sucker kept doing this, and I was like, man. So, but I've been patient, right? Take a look at the chart. It actually came all the way down, okay, and I was like, less than 1% down, something like that, right? And this sucker decided to pump to the upside, almost, okay, hit me out, kick me out, and I was like, let me just kick myself out, right? So I got out right there, 94, I think 90. As soon as I got out, it flipped. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get you again, right? So it flipped, and you know, and I was like, okay, let me just wait. I did not short this candle right there. I didn't short that one. I did not take an entry right there. I didn't take an entry, but I took an entry right on this candle. So just move stop loss above above 97, and just sit tight, relax, okay? So if it kicks me out this time, I'm gonna be really pissed. So but it is part of the game, okay? All I'm trying to show you is like market will go against you sometimes, okay? But you just gotta have the discipline to get out, could stop the bleeding, or basically lose all your money, stuff like that, right? You're not gonna win every single trade. That's what I'm trying to show you, okay? So you're not gonna win every single trade. It is just part of the market, and you just have to have enough discipline not to basically short at resistance, which is what I did, okay? Do not short at resistance, okay? I mean at support, right? Do not short at support, and don't long resistance also, right? But I got a target at 75, 78 range, first target. I got some more targets, but I just want to basically hit this range first to see if I'm just gonna close some and basically restructure again. All right, I don't want to focus too much on $66, $50 and so on, right? Let's see. I also got another position on land. Land also. Land, I did not short the top, right? I don't need to short the top, but you know what I mean, right? I did not enter right around this area of I think I showed you land on my previous update. So I did not enter on this candle. I wanted to wait for confirmation. So after we got this bearish engulfing candle, especially on the 8 hour, right? Let's take a look at the 8 hour. After we got this bearish engulfing candle, I enter right there, okay? It did give us a three-way move pullback, but I did not panic because I knew what was going on, right? I knew it was just a correction. Yes, I could have waited, right? Could have waited, but I did not. I just took it, and because I knew it's a low leverage, I don't have to worry too much. You just basically let's see. No, I did not short right here. I think I shorted right there, right? 58. Yes, it's after we got the correction. Excuse me, because the double top was right there. I noticed the double top. I noticed the engulfing nest, right? And I took it. Okay, 58, something like that. It pumped back up. Right, and I didn't do anything. I put a stop loss above like a 65 and sit tight, relax. Okay, sit tight, relax, and market drop all the way down to my target right there. Okay, drop all the way down to my target right there, the green box. Let me kick myself out. Yes, I mean, yeah, sometimes you just have to, you just have to stop the bleed. It is what it is, okay? You just have to, especially if it is a short-term trade, you just get out and look for another short-term, because market was moving very fast, and I was like, if I basically cut the bleeding, I can make it up like very quickly somewhere else, because I got so many setups. But for some reason, I just chose to basically take Monero. I could have basically flipped to Neo. I could have flipped to Kava. I could have flipped to KNC. I got so many setups. But sometimes when you enter a position, you just want to win that position. It's kind of very challenging. You see what I'm saying? You got another setup, and that setup is 90%. It has a 90% chance to be successful, but you're already in a position you don't want to get out. But I got multiple setups, but I don't want to take too many too many short position, because if market goes against me, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to have to basically try to manage all those positions, which one I should cut, get out, which one I should reduce position. I don't want to be in that position, right? You see what I'm saying? So if you got two coins, both of them going to drop 10%. You don't need to short both of them. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to short both of them. You only need to, I mean, I keep saying short because I'm so bearish. You don't need to take a position on both of them, right? You see what I'm saying? If you got 5 coins, right, they both gonna move in a very specific direction, and they all correlated. You don't need to take all of it, okay, because they're all 90% correlation. They're all correlated, so no need to basically take a position, so many positions at the same time, right? I think like 4 to 5 max is good, you know. 1 is better because they're all doing the same thing. So let me see if you guys have any question. Otherwise, I'm just gonna call it a day, right? So we can go live tomorrow. So I'm gonna take a rest. Dr. Howie in the house. I don't even know what you're saying. Play dog, play do. Yeah, we talked about the RSI on TradingView. It's okay. It's accurate enough, man. Mohammed Sukar is a doom boy. He says we might wick down to 1.8K. Do I think so? I mean, anything is possible. It could wick down to even $1. Yeah, we could even wick down to $1. I don't know, right? But I'm not anticipating a wick. So I think we talked about everything we needed to talk about today. One coin I'm looking to short, really take a position on, is Tether, right? But I'm waiting for confirmation, right? I already know exactly where I'm going to put my stop loss. I haven't even talked about it in my premium yet, right? Because I'm working on it still, watching it. I got a lot of I got some evidences it's going to drop. I just want to wait for further confirmation. I don't need to short the top, guys. Like I said, we already got a clean confirmation. We broke this trend line, we retested it. We already got a beautiful 8-hour, not even 6, but 8-hour engulfing nest right there. Push back up. Now we basically looking to retest this area. Okay, that could be our basically confirmation. If price basically close below like a 54 area, you know, that could be our, you know, confirmation zone, and we could take it all the way down to the next level of support, which is right there. Okay, so I'm watching it closely, right? So I might basically close my land position and just flip this one, which is, you know, in a higher position, and got another 30% possible drop. Even if you don't short at the, you know, at current price, you short below the below 54, you still got a 30% move. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes most traders don't think in term of like a position sizing. They think in terms of leveraging. Okay, 10x, 20x, 30x, all of that good stuff. Okay, all you need to do, you know, make sure, you know, you got a very good probability you're gonna win the trade. Don't worry about where you entered. Okay, even if price drop below like 49, and I know I can get a 20%, why would I not get it? And saying like, oh, it already dropped, oh, I missed it by 1 point, stuff like that. You missed it by 1 point, but your target is 30%. Why don't you jump in? You see what I'm saying? You missed it. You wanted to short at, for instance, you wanted to short at 50 cents, but it price pump all the way up to 49.99. Miss your target, drop down to 45. What are you waiting? Are you waiting for price to go back up? You know, sometimes you just have to take initiative, right? Not all the time, right? You don't want to always chase the market, but sometimes I like to take initiative. Okay, I like to take initiative. As long as I'm putting my stop loss, right, know exactly how much I'm going to lose, I'm okay. I'm okay, because sometimes you have to give back some profits to the market, right? Okay, we also got, you know, we don't have a very strong divergence. It's pretty strong on 8 hour. Let's take a look at it on 6 hour. Yep, we got a pretty strong divergence right there. So right there, okay. So that's good. So I'm very confident we're gonna retest 49. It's like, do I want to take it now, or I just have to have some sort of discipline and wait till it breaks 54, 53, and I take it, you know, and put a stop loss right there just by 61. If you're doing 10x, you're not gonna survive, okay? If it hits your stop loss, it's not even gonna hit it, okay? So so you have to basically suck it up, manage the position, right? Maybe take I'm talking to myself, not you. Maybe take a big position, low leverage, right? So, or take a, you know, if you want to take a small position, high leverage, it's definitely gonna kick you out. BTC to $18, not $18, 1800. Hey, what's up, crypto crackheads? He's not on drug, man. We see now so many wicks in crypto. The pagoda head and shoulder. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. So you guys know what I'm working on right now. I'm working on Tether, so might talk about it on my next live stream. And Monero, I'm gonna keep you guys updated about these trades, right? Beautiful guys, beautiful setup, guys. You know, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So a possible head and shoulder also right there. Not even sure if we're gonna get it, right? So possible head and shoulder. September, first week of September lows 36, 37, you know. So same setup as DOT, USDT. Hey, what's up, Craig Jenkins in the house? Yeah, Monero wants to give it to me. So let's see what is it gonna look like. XRP just at, you know, XRP army gonna get wrecked. That's all I know. So, but you know, they might rely on this support area, which could possibly, if like we get a support at current level, it could just do this to get this correction, right, before doing this. Okay, so let's just see what we're gonna get. But it could easily be, once again, it could easily, okay, if BC finds support at 10K, this can be an easy descending triangle pattern formation, right? So let's just keep that in mind, right? But the directional move, it is still down for XRP. It is still down, okay? It is still down. Beautiful double top, right, at 32 cents. So All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure to hit the likes. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Join the public Telegram group if you're looking to join Send Premium. Make sure to just send me a message. We got a very active Telegram group. We also got a very active premium group for live analysis. Scalp trading, day trading, whatever you want to call it, swing trade and everything. Okay, so all right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in.